A team that flew cross country today and came up a little bit short in the end would be the Commanders. Riverboat Ron.
Paddleboat Ron.
Decided to kick an extra point. Down 14. They cut it to 8. The new math says you go for 2. The line was 6.5. He kicked the extra point. It was blocked.
He actually kicked it to make it 28-14, which I didn't mind. That was early, and then
they were down 20-0.
Yeah. Jacoby Brissett, by the way, came into this game, went 8 for 10 for 124 and 2 touchdowns. They actually, when I was watching the end of this game with the other games kind of in hand, this was 28-14. So what happens is they get that 48-yard pass. I think there's like about 5 minutes left to go.
First and goal.
Yeah. McLaurin doesn't get in. He's down at the 1. And then 2 no gains on runs, and then offensive pass interference, and then they got to go for it, 4th and goal from the 7. So meanwhile, all this time's coming off the clock, by the way.
Got inside the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, Rams get a pass interference. You had to score before the 2-minute warning, and they didn't do it. That's why I thought, what are Rivera and Bieniemy doing? They finally get a touchdown, Brissett to Samuel, about 1:50 left to go. And he sends Joey Sly out for the extra point. It's like 28-20. You got to try to make it 2 because you got to have an onside kick anyway, right? And by the way, Washington did have all 3 of its timeouts. That's why it was important to score before the 2-minute warning to get the clock stop, but they didn't. So the PAT gets blocked. Washington tries the onside kick to no avail. Have to use all 3 timeouts. Rams, Kyron Williams ran out the clock essentially, 28-20. So, I felt the Commanders were trying. They were on the field a lot defensively. They were on the field for like 36 minutes. Matthew Stafford carved them up. I think that defense just basically got tired. There was an early turnover. It gave the Rams a short field. It was 13-0 because they were stiffening in the red zone, making them kick field goals, and just couldn't make it happen. So now you get another team that couldn't make it happen today, and that was the New York Jets. Fortunately, that under held because there was wind down there. All the rain had subsided from the morning, but wind down there. But Jets get dominated. Zach Wilson had to leave with the concussion, 4 of 11 for 26 yards. The Jets, by the way, now you take into account the fact that the quarterbacks were sacked 6 times for 56 yards, so they actually had more yards than this. Total net yards for the New York Jets on 55 plays, 103 yards. 1.9 a play.
You wanted to see Trevor Siemian, people. You saw him.
You got him. And look, the Jets -4 in turnovers. They lost 2 fumbles.
Yeah, no chance.
2 interceptions. They were sacked 6 times. Miami was just kind of okay. This was just like get through it. They took 2 out and the starters out early in the 4th quarter.
Smart.
And which I was saying, man. Plus, I selfishly had the under. I'm like, man, don't try to score again.
It's pointless.
Don't be a mad scientist, Mike McDaniel. Just run the damn ball and run the clock out. This team is never going to score on you. They're not even going to threaten to score.
No.
And they didn't. 30-0 Miami over the New York Jets. And look. If a game is on the board, Dave, it matters, right?
Well, the Jets, yes, they are 3-point favorites against the Commanders in this one. The news is that Aaron Rodgers will be medically cleared to play in this football game if he and the team so chooses. Now, you and I, during the break, you go, well, you're mathematically eliminated from the playoff. By the way, if you had not to make the playoff tickets at plus $1.35, I believe like you and I both did, cash those tickets because the Jets have been mathematically eliminated. So you go, well, why would Aaron Rodgers play? Why in the world would this number sit at 3 if no other reason than Aaron Rodgers is playing?
Well, and look, you saw quarterbacks get sacked 6 times. This offensive line has been banged up. Vera Tucker's been out with an Achilles most of the year. Connor McGovern.
Zach Wilson can't escape the pass rush.
Yeah.
How is Aaron Rodgers going to do it?
I don't know if this is just Aaron, being Aaron here. If
that's the only reason why this is at 3, right?
Yeah, or if he wants to increase the ratings on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday on McAfee's program.
Look, and if he plays, that's why this number is sitting at 3. Because I have to assume if he doesn't play and Zach Wilson's in concussion protocol and it's potentially Trevor Siemian, how is this not a pick?
Yeah. I'm still taking Sam Howell over Trevor Siemian.
Well, he might not even be the guy. It might be Jacoby Brissett.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because And Brissett, I would still take over because I think Brissett's proven to be a competent backup. I don't see Sam Howell. I think he was more removed for
just poor play. Yeah,
just ineffectiveness.
Yeah. And again, there was, Ron Rivera said after the game, if I knew that Jacoby Brissett was this good, I would have played him. I think that was a little bit tongue-in-cheek because that's kind of what he said about Sam Howell at the end of last year.
Ron Rivera knows he's out, and he should be. He knows that he is out in
He's
BC.
Sean Penn. He's dead man walking.
I mean, dude, throw this guy in the Potomac, and maybe you give him a life preserver, depending on how good of natured of a person you are.
Well, that's the only reason why this number's at 3, though, is Aaron Rodgers, right? Mm-hmm. That has to be implied.
I would think, and just the home field could be a factor. Second straight road game for the Commanders off the bye. They look like a definite dead team. Brissett, by the way, had 124 passing yards on 2 drives today.
Wow.
And Howell had 102 on 10 drives.
It is fascinating to see where that number is because, again, if there was no chance of Rodgers playing, what would this number be? And Zach Wilson's in concussion protocol pick? I would think it would be a pick.
You would think. But, I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. I know this is just Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, but no reason to come back.
There seems to be zero reason.
If he wants his guy Nathaniel Hackett back, all he needs to do is go to Woody Johnson, the owner, and say, I want this guy back. Now, will he do the same thing for Robert Saleh? Will be an interesting question going forward in New York.
Very interesting.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.